Listen, come closer. Let me tell you about a 72-year-old woman who visited her daughter's family house and in just 2 months destroyed 15 years of peace. This story will make you laugh, shake your head, and thank God that some people's mother-in-law is not yours. It proves that age is just a number, but troublemaking is a talent, and some people have a PhD in causing wahala. On Obese Street stood a crowded family house, the kind Nigerians call "face me, I slap you." 7 families lived there, squeezed together like sardines in a tin. But these sardines were happy. The house belonged to the late Papa Okafor, and his eldest son, Uncle Zion, had become the unofficial peacekeeper of the compound. Uncle Zion was like the United Nations Secretary General of that yard. Any small disagreement, children fighting over the TV remote, women arguing about smoke from cooking, men debating football, he would appear in his white singlet and wrapper, crack a joke, share Tom sweets, and somehow peace would return. There was one general sitting room with a 21-inch television Uncle Zion bought in 2015. Every evening, families gathered to watch shows like it was a national assignment. Children sat on the floor, mothers on plastic chairs, fathers standing at the back. They shared laughter, snacks, and peace. Real peace. The kind that feels like heaven opened a branch office in your compound. The women borrowed salt and Maggie cubes without counting. Children played 10, and police, and thief together. On Saturdays, the men gathered under the mango tree to discuss football like sports analysts. It was sweet. It was home. But as they say, every paradise has its snake, and this snake arrived in the form of a 4'11" woman wearing a perfectly tied headgear, spotless wrapper, and an attitude powerful enough to light up the national grid. Her name? Just Mama. One Tuesday afternoon, Auntie Grace, Uncle Zion's wife, announced casually, "My mother is coming to stay for a while. Her house in the village is under renovation." Uncle Zion smiled kindly. "She is welcome." If only he knew. Mama arrived on a Saturday in a Danfo bus loaded with boxes and Ghana, must-go bags bursting at the seams. The conductor was sweating heavily. "Mama, all this load for one person?" he asked. She snapped, "Am I your mate? Carry your money and go." That phrase, "Am I your mate?" would soon become the anthem of chaos. She frowned. "This is the room? No AC? No TV?" "Mama, nobody has AC here," Uncle Zion explained gently. "Am I your mate? I am an elder. I deserve special treatment." And from that day, the peace of Obese Street began to crack. And she wasn't happy. For the next 2 months, she made sure everybody knew she wasn't happy. That very evening, the first bomb dropped. Everyone had gathered in the general room to watch the Johnsons. The usual arrangement, Iyatope and her 5 children squeezed on the long sofa, Sister Ngozi and Sister Joy on the Riai plastic chairs, the men standing at the back. This was tradition. This was how they'd been doing it for 15 years. Mama walked in. The room went quiet. Something about the way she stood in that doorway, hands on her hips, eyes sweeping the room like a hawk, made everyone's survival instinct kicking. "Is this how you people are sitting?" Her voice could cut glass. "Iyatope, you and your children are taking the entire sofa like you bought it. Stand up, let me sit. I am an elder here." Iyatope blinked. "But Mama, the children. Am I your mate? Did I ask you about children? Stand up." Uncle Zion tried to intervene. "Mama, there is space if Iyatope shifts." "Shift? Why should she shift? She should stand." Iyatope slowly stood up with all 5 children, her face tight with embarrassment. Mama settled onto that sofa like a queen claiming her throne, while Iyatope and her children squeezed into a corner like refugees. Nobody laughed. Nobody even breathed loudly. Something had shifted in the compound. Peace had left the building and Wahala had moved in with full luggage. That night, in their rooms, the compound residents whispered, "That woman is trouble." Oh, Premium Deluxe Executive Wahala. They were right. Oh, they were so right. The next morning, Mama woke up at 5 a.m. and swept death from Uncle Zion's section straight into Mama Emeka's doorway. A perfect pile right at her door. Mama Emeka came out and merely stepped in it. "What is this? Who swept death to my door?" Mama appeared, looking innocent. "Hey, did I do that? My eyes are not strong anymore. But why are you shouting at me like I'm your mate? You swept the whole compound to my door. Am I your mate? Are you raising your voice at an elder? Grace, come and see how this woman is insulting me." And just like that, Mama Emeka became the bad person. Uncle Zion came out already tired at 6 a.m. He tried to settle it, but what could he say? This was his wife's mother. But the death sweeping was just the appetizer. Mama started just observing, which was really FBI-level surveillance. She would stand in the corridor watching everyone, commenting on everything. Sister Joy would go to the market and Mama would shout, "Is it every day you will be going out? What kind of married woman is always outside? In my time, we stayed home." That is how it starts. Today it's market. Tomorrow is another man's house. But a Chidi would come home at 7 p.m. from his taxi walk and Mama would be waiting. Coming home late. Drinking. The Bible says drunkards will not inherit the kingdom of God. The man didn't even drink. His strongest beverage was Fanta, but Mama didn't care. Junior, Iyatope's son, would play football and Mama would come out. "You are growing wild like grass. You will soon become an armed robber. I can see the spirit of criminality in your eyes." Within 2 weeks, the atmosphere changed completely. People started tiptoeing around, talking in whispers, avoiding Mama's corridor checkpoint. The general room became a danger zone. The children stopped playing loudly. The compound that used to buzz with laughter now hummed with tension. But the real premium wahala started when Mama began sowing seeds of discord between the women. One afternoon, she called Sister Blessing aside. "My dear, that's your yellow blouse. Did you lend it to Sister Ngozi?" Sister Blessing blinked. "No, Mama, I haven't even worn it yet." Mama's face transformed into shock. "What?" "You see, I saw Sister Ngozi wearing that exact blouse yesterday. That woman has been entering your room. You better put a padlock on your door. These family house people, you cannot trust them." By evening, Sister Blessing confronted Sister Ngozi. "You entered my room. You were wearing my clothes." "What? Me? God forbid. Who told you this rubbish? Someone saw you. Who saw me?" Their voices rose higher and higher. Other residents came out. Uncle Zion appeared, his face showing the strain of constant conflict. Before he could sort it out, Mama appeared with perfect timing. "What is all this noise? You people are always fighting. This family house is becoming like a wrestling ground." Sister Blessing pointed at her. "Mama, you are the one who told me." "Me?" Mama pressed her hands to her chest like she'd been shot. "Am I your mate? Am I the one who entered anybody's room? So when I try to help somebody, I become the bad person. Grace, come and hear what these children are saying." She walked away dramatically, leaving the two women glaring at each other. Sister Blessing and friends for 5 years now couldn't even greet each other. One friendship destroyed. Check. The next week, Mama told Iyatope that Mama Emeka said her jollof rice tasted like poor people food. When Iyatope confronted her, Mama Emeka nearly collapsed. I said, "What? Your rice is the best in this compound." But the seed was planted. The two women who used to borrow each other's pots now wouldn't even look at each other. Then Mama told Brother Chidi's wife that she saw her husband give money to Iyatope's daughter. I'm not saying anything new, but you know how these men are. Open your eyes. The poor woman didn't sleep for 3 nights watching her husband like CCTV. A peaceful marriage turned into suspicion and fights. She told Uncle Zion that the other families were complaining about his generator. They say you are showing off. Uncle Zion, who let everybody use it for free, felt his heart crack. Every conversation ended with, "Am I your mate?" It became the curse. hovering over the compound. The mango tree stood empty. The general room was a battlefield. Children tiptoed around. The compound divided into camps. Everyone suspicious. Everyone angry. Everyone miserable. Uncle Zion aged 10 years in 2 months. He tried calling meetings, but they ended in more fights. He tried talking to Mama, but she would start crying. Is this what I came here for? To be accused? Grace, your husband wants to chase me away. And Auntie Grace was caught between her husband and mother, becoming a ghost in her own home. 2 months of hell. 2 months of "Am I your mate?" echoing through the compound like a broken record. But wait, I haven't even told you the most wicked things Mama did. The woman was operating on another level of troublemaking. There was the time she accidentally poured her dirty washing water on Brother Chidi's clean clothes that were drying on the line. The man had just washed his only white shirt for a wedding that weekend. When he came home and saw his white shirt now, looking like dye experiment gone wrong, he nearly cried. "Mama, my shirt, my white shirt." Mama came out looking shocked like she just saw a ghost. "Eh? Was that your shirt? Ah, sorry. Oh, my eyes are bad. I thought it was a rag hanging there. But why are you shouting at me? Am I your mate? Is it not just shirt? You can wash it again. Wash it again? The wedding is. Why must you disturb me because of ordinary shirts? Tomorrow, this stain will not come out. Then buy new shirts. Why must you disturb me because of ordinary shirts? In my time, we didn't have plenty clothes like you young people. We managed with what we had. You people are just too entitled. Brother Chidi stood there, his mouth opening and closing like fish, unable to believe what he was hearing. His only white shirt destroyed, and somehow he was the entitled one. Then there was the great Maggie Cube scandal. You see, in the compound, everyone kept their provisions in their rooms. But salt and Maggie cubes, those were shared freely. If you needed 2 cubes and you only had 1, you'd borrow from your neighbor and replace it later. Simple. No stress. This system had worked perfectly for 15 years. But then Mama started keeping count. She would stand in her corridor with a small notebook. Yes, notebook, writing down who borrowed what from who. Sister Ngozi borrowed 3 Maggie cubes from Iyatope on Monday. Brother Chidi's wife collected salt from Mama Emeka on Tuesday. Sister Joy borrowed onions from Sister Blessing on Wednesday. At first, people thought she was just bored, old woman with too much time. But then Mama started going to each person separately with her findings. She went to Iyatope. You know, Sister Nosy has borrowed 9 Maggie cubes from you in 2 weeks. 9. And she has only returned 3. She is cheating you. You better stop lending her things. These people will use you. She went to Sister Ngozi. You know, Iyatope is counting how many cubes you borrow from her. I heard her telling Mama Emeka that you are always borrowing and never returning. She called you a Maggie cube thief. I'm just telling you as your elder. Both statements were lies. Lies. But the damage was done. Sister Ngozi stopped borrowing. Iyatope stopped lending. The beautiful system of sharing collapsed. Now everyone gathered their Maggie cubes like they were gold bars. The trust was gone. And the bathroom situation. That one was pure wickedness. The compound had 2 shared bathrooms. Everyone had their bathing time. Early morning people bathed by 5 a.m., late morning people by 7 a.m., evening people by 6 p.m. Organized, civilized, no fights. But Mama decided she wanted to bathe at 5 a.m., 7 a.m., and 6 p.m. The woman would lock herself in the bathroom for 1 hour each time. 1 hour. What was she doing in there? Washing the entire Atlantic Ocean? People would be knocking. Mama, please, I have to go to work. From inside, am I your mate? Am I your mate to be rushed? When I was your age, we used to wake up at 3 a.m. to fetch water from the stream. You people are lazy. Wait small, small, small. 1 hour is small. Brother Chidi almost peed on himself one morning waiting for Mama to finish her small bath. Then there was the foo-foo incident. Oh, this one still makes people laugh even now. You see, Sister Blessing's husband had traveled and sent her money to prepare special fufu with goat's meat, her husband's favorite. She pounded the fufu herself, cooked the soup with love and care, covered it nicely, and went to church to pray before her husband came home.